This is Some Wonderful Maps, a series in which I talk about maps made in Fall Guys Creative that I enjoyed. Survival maps are pretty hard to make interesting and fun to play, so as a result, most of them are boring. However, on occasion, I'll come across a level that leaves an impression on me. The objective is to avoid getting blown upwards and hitting the slime zone. Every platform has a sticker which corresponds to the shape on the boards. As the arm rotates, whatever shape it lands on will activate a blizzard fan that's underneath it, meaning you'll have to pay attention to the wheel to stay alive, all the while avoiding other players. Eventually, as the game progresses, the wheels will get covered up, which really ups intensity. The setting is pretty simple yet effective. You're in a grimy and dirty sewer, almost like you've been dragged here and forced to play a game with your life on the line. All in all, it's a well-made level that is simple yet engaging and will keep you on your toes. Over its almost 5-year lifespan, Fall Guys has had a ton of variations, and unfortunately some of them got removed for various reasons or will only appear in 1 or 2 LTMs. This level has recreated some of these removed variations. In total there are 5 sections, each one ending with a portal that will teleport you to the next variation. Each section is short, sweet, and really well made. The first one is the high gravity variation of Skyline Stumble, in which it pushes you down, and the actual zone used in Skyline Stumble in other maps was pink colored. Second one is Wall Guys. I believe the flipper is the variation that was removed, but I could be wrong on that. It's definitely my least favorite section because you have to drag the blocks, but that's a minor complaint. Third one is Freezy Peak's low gravity section. This used to appear right before the spiral incline section. Fourth is Lily Leaper's hard mode variation, which only appeared in the hard mode limited time mode. Finally, the fifth one is the infamous vertical seesaw variant, which I believe appeared in Legacy Season 1 or in 2020 before getting removed since people couldn't get on them if someone just stood on one end of the seesaw. I've never seen a concept like this before. It's almost like a museum piece in a sense. It doesn't feel disjointed either. Skyline Stumble section is at the beginning just like it was in the Unity version. That nicely takes us into Wall Guys. Then Freezy Peak is in the middle, which again is identical to the Unity version, like in terms of looks and placement. Lily Leaper's X-Pad section fits nicely as the second last section, and finally Seesaw to end it off. It has a proper beginning, middle, and end. This level pays homage to the variations long forgotten by the general public and manages to be an actual level at the same time. Ever since I started live streaming and accepting map submissions, I've played close to 100 different maps by now, but I've never replayed a level after finishing it. But this level made me do just that. This map is simple. Avoid getting hit by the minecarts. You're able to drop down to avoid any incoming minecarts, and with the help of bumpers, you're able to get back up. You can even go from one side to the other. And to me, what makes this map really fun is that as it progresses, the carts start to appear more frequently. While playing, I saw a green cart coming towards me while one was going away, which I believe is how the creator is able to give the illusion that the cart is speeding up. Cause most players aren't going to be looking behind them, so they just think the cart is starting to speed up. It took me a few games to notice that actually. At the moment, I don't believe you're able to slowly increase the speed of rotating objects. It's just one constant speed. I genuinely hope this level gets added to Creator Spotlight. The workarounds people are able to do with creative mode is just nothing short of incredible. With most series just featuring maps, some people, and I'm also one of them, could potentially get into the sort of trap of just featuring maps that are just super bombastic and just super incredible looking. However, I don't want to do that for this series. And don't get me wrong, I will be featuring maps that look absolutely fantastic and that are super well made, but I want to feature levels that I just enjoyed playing. And this is one of those levels. It's nothing special, it's just a basketball level, and they've been a thing for years now. However, this one is really well made. It has multiple smaller courts and a big one in the middle that gives out gold points. The entire map is littered with basketballs and just hoops. What's nice about this map is that you don't have to actually hit the ball in the net. You can even hit the quote-unquote rim and actually get a point. There is no actual, like basketball hoop, so there is no actual rim where the ball can actually bounce off. It can bounce off the backboard, but if you just hit the ball in the general direction of the score zone or net, you will get the point, which does make the map fairly easy to cheese, and I won't deny that. The map has a great layout and it just flows really well. It's simple, short, and sweet. If you're not a fan of the Halloween aesthetic, this map may throw you off, but I think the colors and decorations are used well. I will say there's just one thing that's missing, a hidden bounce pad on the floor so the beam could actually go for a dunk. I'd put this in the middle section, the one with the gold hoops. I would remove the hammers and basically keep that little cutout with the polka dots on the floor and just put the hidden bumper or bounce pad or whatever just there so the players can actually go for a dunk. Although that will make dunking the absolute meta for this map because people would just go for the dunks since it would be easy to do. So maybe I would just replace the gold with like a 1-pointer and just put the gold somewhere else. I know it'll probably not happen, but I think it'd be pretty cool just to be able to dunk in general, man. When playing through this level, it really reminded me of Wipeout, which was the original inspiration behind Fall Guys. This really does look like a set you would see contestants try to stumble on through. Multiple branching paths are always a great thing. Love how the bumpers were used instead of drums. It allows the map to look clean and not have drums sticking out or appearing for a split second. The custom made fan is such a nice touch. The bottom path is my favorite part. The ships in general look great. It's pretty incredible how the planks are made using yellow beams that are woven together. This is one of those levels that has a lot going on, but it doesn't feel overwhelming and it just flows well. One of my favorite things that people do is give the map some sort of logic, like the structure is being supported by these beams. It helps fill the frame and adds a level of polish. Sometimes all a guy needs is a ring and a bunch of blocks. This level is basically the floor is lava, but the lava rises every once in a while, so climb up before it's too late. There's something exhilarating about this level, especially when you play it with a bunch of people. The level lasts for 3 minutes, which feels like an eternity, but it is the perfect length in my opinion. The bleachers in the background reminds me of Season 1 Freefall, and all in all, it looks pretty nice. Sometimes I play a level and really admire the level of detail and effort put in, from the drums that perfectly mimic the lily pads to the pink bumpers and even the foliage on the little fence. Like, I'm someone who loves the little things, so I really appreciate stuff like that. Gameplay is fairly straightforward, not something that's super complicated, and it has these little sections, so you feel like you're doing a lot of things and you're not sort of stuck in this one section for a very long time. It's segmented really well. I really fell in love with the aesthetics of the level. It captures the feeling of Legacy Season 5 with its colors, foliage, and it even has the floating temples in the distance. It even has a jungle-like temple you go into, and that looks great. The map is pretty simple for beginners to stumble through, and it has plenty of checkpoints. Although I will say, I do wish they tried to overlap the little spinning plate near the end, because it sticks out like a sore thumb. I love when creators nail the aesthetics and feel of a particular Legacy theme while adding onto it. All the levels featured in this video were submitted to me via community posts that I make on YouTube. However, if you have Blue Sky and or Twitter, you can actually tag me on those platforms and actually give me your share codes. Special thank you to our Max Tour aka $5 members, Jumpin' and Runnin', Deckle, The Editor, Axolotl Profi, T-Man, Balloon Rook A629, and The Salt TM for your support as always.